Welcome back, everyone. Today, another day on the channel of our road to a 750 plus on the math. I'm going to be telling you my strategies on these problems that help me increase to a 780 score. And yeah, we're going to hop right into it. And today is algebra problems. Okay, our first one is going to be here. So we have these two equations, and just a reminder, these are separate equations. I'm going to draw the line between the two. In the given system of equations, g and k are constants. The system has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of g over k? Okay, so if it has infinitely many solutions, we need to realize that the slope of both is going to be the same, and the y-intercept of both is also going to be the same because it's the same line for both. So we're going to put this in y equals mx plus b for both. So we know that 7 over 5y is going to be equal to negative 2 over 5x plus 2 over 7. And then we're going to solve for y. So y is going to be equal to negative 2 over 5x plus 2 over 7 times 5 over 7. And then we simplify this and we get y is equal to negative 2 over 7x plus, we get 10 over 49. Okay, so that's our first equation. And we know that this one's also going to be equal to that when we simplify it. So we're going to do the same right here. Let me just box that out the way. Okay, so we have k times y is equal to negative g of x, or g times x, plus 5 over 2. So we know that y is equal to negative g over kx plus 5 over 2k. So there are two ways to go about this. We can look for the y-intercept or the slope. We're going to look at the slope because it's already asking for g over k, and we know that these two are going to be the same over here because we have the same slope. So if negative 2 over 7 is equal to negative g over k, the negatives cancel out, and we get g over k is equal to 2 over 7. And that's going to be your answer for this problem, 2 over 7. Okay. Not a hard problem as long as you know the best way to approach it, because it can definitely take a lot more time if you mess around and maybe take a longer route to the answer. So always resort to your y equals mx plus b if that is what you're comfortable with. Next question. Okay, this problem. We have this inequality 2x minus y is greater than 883, for which of the following tables are all the values of x and their corresponding values of y solutions to the given inequality. Okay. We see that manipulating this equation will give us negative y is greater than 883 minus 2x. When we divide by a negative, we have to flip the inequality sign, and we get negative 883 plus 2x. And this is just the same thing as y is less than 2x minus 883. Okay, now we're going to plug in points. We have to analyze our tables very carefully so we don't waste time. So I see these points are the same in this graph, and these points are the same in this graph. So I'm going to plug one in, and if this one's right, I'm going to move on to this one, and I'm going to plug this one in. If this one's wrong, I'm going to cross both of these out, and we'll move from there. So we're going to plug in this first point, 440, comma 0. So we know that 0 is less than 2 times 440 minus 883. And then this is going to give us 0 is less than 880 minus 883, which is negative 3. And 0 is not less than negative 3. So that's going to cross out both of these, and we can move on to our answer choices C and D. Now, since both of these points are the same, we're not going to waste time plugging them in because both are going to be right, and that's not going to help us minimize our answer choices. So we get this over here. I'm going to plug in this point since it's different from this one. And if this one's wrong, we know D is our answer. So we have, I'm going to write our equation in. Y is less than 2x minus 883, like we had before up here. And we have the point negative 2 is less than 2 times 440 minus 883. We get negative 2 is less than 880 minus 883. Negative 2 is less than negative 3. Does that look right? No, that is wrong. So we are left with D as our answer choice. You can plug in points just to make sure, but D is your answer for this question. I wouldn't waste any more time on it since it is a time-consuming problem, especially for only being medium difficulty. So maybe not worth the most amount of points in your time. We're going to do another question. And we have, for each real number r, which of the following points lies on the graph of each equation in the xy plane for the given system? Okay. So we see two equations here again. It's a little messed up. We have 7x plus 6y is equal to 5, and 28x plus 24y is equal to 20. So what I notice off the bat here is that this is the same exact equation as this, but divided by 4. So if we divide everything in this equation by 4, we're going to get 7x plus 6y is equal to 5. 28 divided by 4 is 7, 24 divided by 4 is 6, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So we have the same exact equation here, and it's asking for each real number r, which of the following points lies on the graph of each equation in the xy plane for the given system. Okay, so we have coordinate points here, and it's saying for each of them, if I increase r, is it going to be on the line? So we can start this question by looking at the simplest coordinate points and plugging them in. So we have r, r, and r. Right here is a whole lot of just math you're going to have to do, so I would save that one for last if you can. And we're going to plug in these points to the system of equations to solve for y here and x there to see if it gets us our points. So we're plugging in r for x here, so we have 7r plus 6y is equal to 5, and then we need to solve for y because we need to get our y coordinate point. And we're kind of killing two birds with one stone here since we're plugging in the same thing for both of these. So we get 6y is equal to 5 minus 7r, y is equal to 5 over 6 minus 7 over 6r. Okay, so this should be our coordinate point. We should get r comma 5 over 6 minus 7 r over 6. That should be your coordinate point since that's our y and we plugged in r for x. Do we see that for any of these? R comma negative 6 over 7r, which is not what we have, plus 5 over 7, no. And then we have a 5 over 6, a 5 over 6, which is right, but then we have a positive 7r over 6, which is wrong. So both of these are wrong. Now move into plugging in y, or r for y, and we get, okay, so I'm going to separate this. We have our equation again, 7x plus 6y is equal to 5. We're going to plug in r for y. We're going to solve for x. So 7x is equal to 5 minus 6r. X is equal to 5 over 7 minus 6r over 7. And then our coordinate point should be 5 over 7 minus 6r over 7, comma, r. And if we look at our answer choices, that is our exact point. We just have these flipped around, but negative 6r over 7, yes. Plus 5 over 7, yes. Comma, r, yes. So D is going to be your answer for this question. Okay, we're going to do another question. F of x equals 39 for the given linear function f. Which table gives three values of x and their corresponding values of f of x? So we have a bunch of tables here. This statement right here is just saying y is equal to 39. And y is equal to 39, if you haven't seen the graph of that yet, we have an xy coordinate plane here, and the line is going to look something like this, where this is the point 0, 39, this is the point, let's say, 9, 39, and you can go on for infinite values of x. Your y output's always going to be 39 because it's a straight horizontal line. So looking at our tables, if our f of x value always has to be equal to 39, that's wrong. This looks good. This is wrong because we have a 0 and a 78. And this is also wrong because we have all different types of values. Okay, so B is going to be our answer for this one. Okay, we're going to do one more question. A company that provides whale watching tours takes groups of 21 people at a time. The company's revenue is $80 per adult and $60 per child. If the company's revenue for one group consisting of adults and children was $1,440, how many people in the group were children? Okay, so we have a little system of equations problem here because we're given two equations. We're given 21 people at a time for adults plus children. So your amount of adults plus your amount of children is always going to equal 21 people. And then we have also the equation $80 per adult plus $60 per child is going to bring you in $1,440 for this given scenario. So we're asking how many of those people in the group were children. So we're going to set up, I'm not going to do it the fastest way just so you guys know how to solve it if you don't set your variables right. So we're going to manipulate this equation first, and we're going to get C is equal to 21 minus A. And we're going to use this to plug in for C over here. So we get 80A plus 60 times 21 minus A is equal to 1,440. Now we're going to distribute and we're going to simplify our equation. So we're going to get 80A plus 60 times 21. I'm just going to write that down as 1,260. And minus 60A is going to give you 1,440. So we have 20A, simplifying that, is equal to 1,440 minus 1,260, which is going to give you 180. And we get A is equal to 3. Not 3, 9. So, but this is not what we're looking for. This is the amount of children on this $1,440 revenue trip. We're looking for the amount of adults, so we plug it into this original equation over here, and we get 9 plus C is equal to 21. So C is equal to 12. And that's the amount of children on the trip, not the amount of adults. The adults is what we found originally. So your answer is going to be C for this problem. I'm going to leave it here for today. I hope this helped, and please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on day 28.